Okay, enough with the garage sale stuff. Come on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Live with Brinkofspeed and Octane Hour. Tonight, we are super excited to talk about what we will soon discover as the full performance capabilities of the C8. And we will be joined by none other than Eddie X. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with Eddie as a YouTuber. He's got a very popular channel and has a Z06 and some other cars. But tonight, Mark is back.
Hey, I'm back. Hello, everybody.
Mark back, and
yep.
Of course, Darren is with us.
Excited to be here. Excited to hear from Eddie. I really enjoyed when he did the E-Ray video. I thought his was one of the best ones. When he put that out, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So let's say hello to everyone.
Zippity's Garage is here.
That's cool. Right.
Hopefully Zippity's selling a bunch of cars.
I just love watching his videos even more now because he's working there, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool to see you walking around. And, of course, at the beginning of his videos, he says, they're all sold, so don't ask.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
smart.
doing a video, but they're all sold.
That's
so,
smart.
Yeah.
Good deal. That's great.
And then we've got a Mill in here. Wow. They are usually not able to join us live, so that's great to have you.
Good night to be on here.
Yeah.
Who is that?
The first person on, a Mill 1563. They've been a part of my channel for a very long time.
That's cool.
Excellent. Very good.
Paul is on. My boy Seagunner Speed 252 is on. Good work, Clarence.
Is
Looks
he?
like
Clarence
my
is
mom
on?
is on. Yeah, my mom
Clarence?
is even on.
Yep.
How's it going, Mom?
And Mom.
Mom. Yeah.
Stupid Fast Truck is on. He always wins we got 2 or 3 people that always win the trivia
Well,
questions.
if you saw the last couple of weeks, Andrew has won. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Vulcan Construction on. I forget. Did he actually get his Z06 last week or said he was getting it?
No, I think he got it.
He got it,
yeah.
right.
Elijah Ray is on. John Somerville, Tony, Everjeff, Joe Manreza, Kevin Haran, Lance Smith. Now, Wide Open, that's a new one. Do you guys recognize that? Wide Open? Caleb is on. Welcome if you're new.
Ronald Jackson up in Wisconsin.
John Perkins. Who's that? John Perkins?
Yeah, that's a new one. Stephen Rapp is on. James Grimm is on. Here's another new one. Ilaya? Is that how you spell Ilaya?
Glass City Car Nerd.
Yep, they're always on. Anyway,
yeah,
we've got
everybody.
We've got the crowd that is normally
they can
on.
Start firing questions away, right?
Yeah, well,
yep.
Here pretty soon. We've got some house items to go over first. So let's do that. Let me pull up my, let's see. Oh, I was already on it. Let's pull this up. So real quick on the Brinkofspeed.com, we've still got the BOS G.I. Joe shirt and the Come and Take It shirt and a couple of key tags left. So if you guys want that stuff, it is 20% off right now.
I've got the Come and Take It shirt on.
Yep. And this is the green version of the G.I. Joe shirt, but as you see there, it's in black. So we are still currently working out the particulars on the next giveaway, so we'll let you guys know as soon as we have that all worked out.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. And then next up is the National Sprint Cup, or I always say that, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. That's what happens when you watch NASCAR for so long,
it's just
and it's
ingrained.
called Sprint Cup.
Yeah.
But they have this beautiful 70th anniversary Z07, Z06 plus 25,000. You guys see the number over there? $848,000 they've raised
for that
car.
Wow.
$848,000.
$35 of it is mine, so
Yeah, there you go.
maybe I'll win.
Maybe I'll win.
You've got a chance.
If you don't want the Z06, which I don't know why you wouldn't, they'll give you $75,000 cash. So the link is in the description below. Click on that because you're a Brinkofspeed watcher. You will get extra entries with my code. So, and then the last 2 videos that I did, I think you guys will really be interested in watching those if you haven't. The last or the first one I'll go over is me driving the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, which, by the way,
that was nice.
The owner reached out to me and offered to let me take it to the track.
Really?
Really.
Now, what tires comes on that?
4S's.
Really?
Yeah.
And those will be the ones you buy for him after you leave the track. Mr. Rip up the tires.
I did fill his car up for him.
Did you? Okay.
I did after I was done with it.
Filled up his tires with air? No, I'm just kidding.
And our own John Somerville, who is on, has made plans to come up here on the next Corvettes and Coffee with his new CT5 Blackwing.
He's got a CT5 Blackwing?
He's got a CT5 Blackwing.
Oh,
and guess what?
Oh, what?
He wants me to do a review on it.
Is those manual as well?
His is.
His is a manual.
Wow.
668 horsepower, LT4.
Yes.
Which, by the way, once we get Eddie X on here, he'll talk about how you can tune those now with this HP Tuners setup. So,
when are we talking about your driving that CT4 Blackwing? When are we open for questions?
We can talk about it
okay,
later
just
on.
quickly.
Yeah,
I just had
we'll
a quick
talk about
question.
it later on.
Okay.
Also, the second video you guys are really going to want to check out, the X-Brace and the wind screens from Speedway Composites. That video, you're going to love it. If you haven't seen it yet and you haven't...
I love that video.
Yeah.
My first question is, when is the convertible one coming out?
Yeah,
very soon.
It's going to be soon.
Very soon.
I told Mike I was a little bit on the fence about the windscreen.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long just getting out of the neighborhood.
When you drove, you drove it with it?
It makes the interior way more quieter.
Yeah.
And it just... the climate control features, everything. It's super cool.
You can have a conversation, not that you couldn't now, but it just makes it that much, And for the ladies with their hair, for sure, Dorothy, you know,
and it fits. You can put it in your trunk, and you could just literally just grab it and throw it on there.
Yeah.
The X-Brace too, for those that haven't seen the video, definitely watch it. If you have a coupe, you need this brace. It looks really cool. Forget about the performance.
Forget about performance.
It looks super cool.
Yeah. Especially if you're the type of guy that wants to show off his engine bay. If you already have a cool engine cover and you have the side covers, you want this too.
It's a very easy install.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so you did 2 cars in that video very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly.
Very neat.
So...
when did he say the win thing for the convertible?
Very soon.
That's all he said.
Soon.
Yeah,
all right.
very
Now, what's
soon.
the cost on that one? What was the cost on that?
With the discount...
$540.
No, for the brace. Yeah, for the brace.
Yeah, for the brace. The
brace.
windscreen is $360.
Oh, yeah.
And we
All day
I don't
long.
remember if we actually mentioned it in the original video. The braces are available for the Z06.
Oh, okay.
It's a different brace, but it is available.
Yeah, and Mark T is on here. He said the windscreen is a game changer. I love it. Yeah.
Because you put it on his... It was... Now, okay, so quick question. You might have just answered it. I don't know if you answered it in the video. You can take it off halfway through a trip if you want.
Sure.
Throw it in the trunk. It fits in the trunk.
Absolutely.
It totally fits. We tested it.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, fits in the trunk.
It's
there
not-
you go.
Yeah,
It fits in there very easy.
I was thinking you'd have like this piece. Oh my God, I have to keep it on there.
No,
Okay.
it fits in there easy.
Good.
No, and it weighs... It's super light.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, Eddie X, I already see him in the comments, but we're going to go ahead and bring him in because he is the head of marketing at HP Tuners. We got to put our headphones on, Mark.
All right, put the headphones on.
We got to put them on.
Okay, can you roll back the bass track, please, for me? Can we turn down the drum track, please?
And Eddie should be joining us here very shortly. Looks like he's paused right now. There he is.
Perfect.
Let's see.
With us, Eddie?
You guys see me and hear me?
He's very low.
Go ahead and talk.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hang on. Let me
Try it again.
talk again.
Keep
Okay,
talking.
that's
Can you
definitely not it.
hear me? Not it?
There you go. Now I got you.
There we go. Can everybody
Yep.
hear me?
Turn that one. No, the one in the, turn that one down. Go ahead and talk.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so it is that one. So go ahead and turn that up.
Just turn all the knobs up. Boy.
Now, when you do that, though, the echo goes up.
Yeah, we do have an echo. Can you guys hear Eddie X?
Comment
Yeah.
below. Can you hear?
Comment below.
Testing. Let's talk Corvettes.
Yeah, we got
That's
him.
right. You got
Although
it?
I'm not in a Corvette right now.
All right. Yeah, there is a little bit of an echo. I'm not sure exactly why that is. There you go. You got it now. I think that fixed it.
Is that better?
It fixed it a little bit. Yeah. We're playing with the knobs. But anyway, so Eddie, you are the head of marketing at HP Tuners,
Yes, sir.
and you guys just came out with something really, really neat for GM.
Something we are very excited about. I'm sure many, many people are also very excited about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should we just jump right into that?
Yeah, what I was going to ask you is, I mean, I know you're a successful YouTuber and you've done a lot of things in your life so far. What brought you to HP Tuners? Why did you choose them?
Well, I've always, outside of YouTube, had a full-time career. I actually started my career as an engineer, loved cars, worked at one of the major OEMs, and started transitioning into the aftermarket space and away from engineering. Really like the marketing aspect, the business level, working with customers, branding, all those things like that. And the opportunity at HP Tuners came up, and I knew about HP Tuners in terms of what they did to the industry. I love the brand standard they adhere to, and it's a really, really cool opportunity to essentially take on, build a team, grow with the company, and it's been a pretty awesome over 3 years now.
Awesome. So my next question is, how did you, and I know you got to be vague on this, but how did HP Tuners come across the ability to go ahead and break in or hack or whatever you want to call it, unlock GM's, crazy ECM that is supposed to be unlockable?
Yeah, it's no secret that this new generation of encryption has been challenging. We prioritize ourselves in terms of the General Motors support. A lot of people know us for decades and decades of GM support. But the new encryption made it hard. The normal way of adding vehicle support just didn't work, which is why it took us so long. Now, previous generations, we did figure our way out. So you guys saw when we launched, for example, C701 support. That was like a easier version of this new Global B encryption, but it required an ECM upgrade service. So customers had to send them in. Same thing with the E41 and the L5P trucks, E90s. And it just took time for our engineering team to figure it out. I can't go into intricacies of what they do because I don't know all the details. But eventually they were able to come to some sort of breakthrough, and we're still working through adding additional control modules, model years, operating systems, additional parameters and features. But it was enough for us to get through on the main E99 controller and T3 and these halo models that you guys have been talking about, the Blackwing Cadillac, the C8s, obviously, and get the support out there for customers to start making the builds.
So you said that it's a GM thing. So tell us a little bit about, like, what are the other vehicles that you currently are able to unlock?
So with the new Global B launch for GM specifically, it's the latest generation of that E99 ECM.
Okay.
Prior to that, the E99 C701, but we're talking the C8s with the LT2, the Blackwing CT4 and CT5, and the non-Blackwing CT5V, and also the Escalade. We'll add other vehicles to the lineup. Again, if we're talking Global B GM specific, we've already said we'll do the 1500 series of trucks. So we're talking Silverado, Sierra, the SUVs, and then there's a whole host of other ones, right? The latest iteration on whatever Duramax is running, the 3-liter, the E01, that's the smaller 2.7 4-cylinder. So we're going to keep aiming to add more and more. Transmission support too, where we can. That's a T93 TCM. So that's like the 10-speed automatic if you were to get a Blackwing with the automatic transmission instead of the manual transmission.
Sure. Awesome. Okay, and then everybody's going to want to know this, even though I already know the answer to this. Will it void warranties?
Yes. As has always been the history in terms of modifying the powertrain and obviously tuning, licensing your control module and making changes that you will void your vehicle's powertrain warranty. But from what I understand, the manufacturer has to prove that the modification was causing the problem. So like if you have your radio speaker goes out and it's still under full warranty, I don't think they'll just say, oh, your twin turbo system is voiding the full warranty. I don't think so. I think they have to prove it's connected. But if you do and start making all these hardware changes, powertrain changes, yes, that will void your vehicle's warranty.
Okay. Now, once they have once the person that, you know, sent you their ECM and you send it back to them, once they have that back, does it allow someone with just bolt-ons, you know, exhaust, intake, manifold, you know, what's the other thing? Throttle body, throttle body, things like that are bolt-ons. Would it allow the average person to sit on a laptop and tune their vehicle, or is this something that they should definitely be seeing a professional for?
The answer to that question is technically yes. HP Tuners develops the software and hardware that allows anybody with the tools and knowledge to make the changes they want. So if you have, call it just the regular C8 Stingray, and you get your ECM upgraded, put it back in the car, get an MPVI-3, license the ECM, now you can open up our software and start making changes. Now, the knowledge part is critical. Somebody like me, I do marketing, right? If you give me a car and tell me to tune it, I'll probably send a rod to the moon. Like, it's not going to end well. But there are definitely, we have a lot of customers who are passionate enthusiasts, and they've learned the technical aspect of things. There's tons of resources out there, independent tuning schools. You can go on the forum and learn, and you can make those changes. Go adjust fueling, timing, spark, accommodate the hardware modifications, the bolt-ons you've done. Now, the other hand is we have a lot of customers who are professional tuners. They own a shop. They own a dyno. This is their business. They may offer you a bolt-on package. They may offer forced induction packages. And then you can say, I want my car tuned using HP Tuners, and they'll handle it. It just depends on your level of knowledge, experience, comfort, whatever you want to do to do it. But at the end of the day, yes, we do have customers who buy the tools and they make the power. That's one of the slogans we use. We make the tools, you make the power.
Awesome. By the way, I forgot to thank you for joining us tonight, but thank you so much for being on the Octane Hour tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Also, with just a stock engine, is there a horsepower rating that someone could expect to gain from this? Do you guys have anything like that, or is it just basically however good their tuner is what they're going to get maybe?
Yeah, you just hit upon that. We're unique and we don't offer stage 1 tune, stage 2 tune, off the shelf things because we are really a software company. We develop the hardware and the software required to allow anybody to perform the calibration work or diagnostics work needed. So our product does not come with an off-the-shelf tune, so we can't state a horsepower number. That will and ultimately depend on the kind of calibration you're putting in your car, the type of modifications you may have on the vehicle, and the quality of the tuner. Some tuners may be more conservative; they'll make a couple horsepower. Maybe it's a application where they can make a bit more. It's more aggressive of a build or a calibration. They can make a bit more. So it really does vary case to case. And you would want to look at, if you're looking at like a package or a tuner, they would be the ones who are telling you, hey, look, if you do X, Y, and Z bolt-on and a dyno tune from us, it'll make an extra 30 wheel horsepower, whatever it happens to be.
Okay, and would that tuner be able to set up maps for different scenarios? Like, you know, I'm taking a long trip, I want to get great gas mileage, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Would they be able to set up maps for you?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of our software setup, our tools, is you buy this MPVI-3, that's the dongle, OBD2 dongle. You plug that in, you license your vehicle. You can tune it as many times as you want. So if your tuner gives you 4 to 5 maps, you can be like, I'm going to the track, I want max power, flash in that high power tune. I'm going on a long road trip, I want it to be a little more efficient, maybe reduce the throttle response, things like that. You can flash in one. We've got other products for our qualified tuners to use called TDN, Tune Delivery Network. It's an app for remote tuner where you can send a customer this device that allows you to just write to the vehicle. It's called an RTD, Remote Tune Delivery. And the phone app that goes with that, the customer could change tunes via that and flash via Bluetooth onto their vehicle. So again, we don't provide any of the calibration, so we wouldn't provide different maps for you to flash through, but we do have that infrastructure set up to allow tuners and for customers and the owner of vehicles to change maps however much they want.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I was going to say, do either one of you guys have
Quick question. on my iPhone, if I change it around too much, there's like a reset button. Go back to factory settings. Can you do that? If I screw something up?
There's no Control Z, but there's an ability for you to flash back a stock file. But don't do that if you have like twin turbos on your car. That would not end well.
Correct. Okay. Yes.
Do you have any questions there so far? No, so far. Okay. So speaking of twin turbos, that's my next question. Is this going to allow someone that has forced induction already done to their whatever, if it's stock or if it's modified, like you guys showed on your video, to be able to basically sky's the limit as far as long as their transmission and all of that good stuff holds up?
So if we're talking about a factory NA application, so we'll use the C8 Stingray as a perfect example, right? LT2, naturally aspirated. If you were to throw turbos or a supercharger or whatever on there, you would want to calibrate it in some way for it to run. And obviously, up to this point, there hasn't been a full native ECU tuning solution. Industry has adapted. They found, we can call them band-aids, workarounds in order to allow the car to run. But it's not ideal because there's limitations in terms of how many different things they can change, how many parameters they have access to, limiters, and so forth. So now with our support for full ECU tuning, yes, you can absolutely put turbos on your C8 Stingray and make healthy amounts of power over stock. At launch, we've got our demo car from Vengeance Racing was making right around 700 wheel horsepower, but that was just a bolt-on, nothing extensive. That was done quickly right before we went to launch, and they're continuing to refine that. And I fully expect that as time goes on and this support is out there in the hands of customers, we'll see higher and higher horsepower number of cars. Beyond hardware limitations, customers working that out, I don't see why we wouldn't get to the levels that maybe T7s were at, because an LT2 is related to an LT1, and you can boost those and make some serious power.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out there that have done piggyback systems to be able to get that type of power. Is this better than that, or is it just similar, or how does that relate to a piggyback?
I would say it's a completely different solution to the problem, and in my opinion, obviously being from tuners, I'm going to say our solution is better. Sure. The piggyback was a band-aid for not being able to have full access to your ECU. Now, with that access using our tool, it's going to be better in every way. Because you can make whatever changes you want to fuel, timing, air, spark, accommodate for forced induction, deal with different rev limiters and any other thing in the way. Plus, the diagnostics aspect is really important too, beyond just tuning for power, right? Making these calibration changes. A big part of tuning is making sure the car is healthy and running properly. Right. You have a DTC pop-up, or you want to data log the car. You can now use VCM scanner to properly figure out what's going on with your vehicle as you're in the process of modifying and tuning it and running it forward. So it's a full-fledged comprehensive solution. So I would say it's hands down what you would want to go in, what any tuner, engine builder, high performance shop would want to use as a tool and solution to modifying these vehicles.
Yeah, it just makes perfect sense to me that they would do that now instead of doing what they were doing.
How many companies have broken this or have come up with this?
Technically,
just you guys. So like Amelia is calling you, and Speed Phenom's going to be calling you. All those guys are going to, ladies and guys are going to be calling you for this, huh?
Yeah, I expect to see many of them running HP Tuner software soon. I was just chatting with Mike Street. I was like, "It's time for you to tune a C8 now," and he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, actually, one of his videos where he was supposed to take delivery of a Z06 at Beaver's place, he was saying, you know, the reason why he didn't is because of the fact that there's nothing he could really do to it, but now there is.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Open that door again. Again, not for Z06s yet, just the C8 Stingray.
Well, right, yeah. So he'll have to wait for that.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that was one of my questions actually, which was when will we see this for Z06s, not just for the LT2, but also for the LT6?
Yeah, LT6, totally different engine. It's a different ECU. I don't remember the code off the top of my head, but as a result of that, there'll be different amounts of work need to be done. We've committed to adding support for the full lineup of GM Global B controllers. We've announced a couple of them that are upcoming, but I expect us to be able to continue on, and I definitely hope that the E06 is also included.
Me too. And then, you know, a lot of people are going to want to know about the E-Ray because it does have the LT2 in it. So what are you guys going to be able to do with the E-Ray?
That I don't know, because that vehicle obviously hasn't come to market yet. Nobody's driven one outside of GM development engineers. You're right, it has an LT2. No idea what control module is in there. I don't know if the hybrid system has something to do with it. If it is just a LT2 with hybrid up front, maybe. But we won't know until we get our hands on a vehicle, start looking at that. But having been in it, I actually got a ride along on track, autocross and drag racing in a LT2 with launch, or in a E-Ray with launch control. The thing is potent, so it's going to be really cool. One of those twin turbo with the hybrid all-wheel drive would be pretty awesome.
Oh, I bet, man. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay, and then I have one more question before I think they want to maybe ask you a couple, and then we'll go to the audience as well. As far as the Cadillac goes, you kind of touched on that a little bit, but is it just the V and Blackwing products, or will you be able to get like a CT4 regular car or a CT5 and tune it and put on it whatever you want to put on it?
So at launch, like I mentioned, it's the E99 ECM. And the ECMs are typically grouped with a certain engine or engine type. So the E99 for Cadillacs at the moment is the top tier one. So we have the CT5V Blackwing, the CT4V Blackwing, Escalade V, and the CT5V non-Blackwing.
Okay.
So right now, that's what we have support for, including the T93 TCM. So at launch, if you look at our launch videos, the light blue one, that's the manual Blackwing with a 6.2. Awesome. You guys were just talking about that. That car is so phenomenal. But also, there's that dark blue CT5V. So that has a T93 TCM for the 10-speed automatic that is supported along with the engine. The other vehicle, so let's just say a non-Blackwing CT4V that has a 4-cylinder, that's running a whole different controller. So that one, I believe, is running an E01. We will be working on adding that in the future, along with that 2.7. Also, I think is in the Colorado Canyon, maybe Silverados too. And then that would eventually go across the entire lineup of vehicles. Again, the goal is to add tuning, calibration, diagnostic support for the whole lineup of GM Global B vehicles. It'll take us time to get through them, and we went ones at the very top of the lineup, the Corvettes and the Blackwings.
Awesome. Darren, do you have anything you want to?
Yeah, I'm curious, Eddie, with the R&D of this product, when did you guys start actually going down the road of trying to crack this code? Has it been more than a year or 2 years, or what was that like?
It's been a very long time. Being an industry leader, we have to be aware of the newest things coming out. So when the Corvette first came out, we obviously looked at one, the C8. And the C8 Stingray first came out and discovered there were going to be a lot of barriers. There was another level of complexity, challenge, encryption. So I would confidently say it's something we've been working on since the C8 launch. That's been over 3 years at this point.
Did you guys ever feel during that process like you were never going to get it done? Like it was like they beat us, GM beat us, or you just
definitely
kept forging forward, you'd figure it out?
Yeah, we were reasonably confident that we would eventually figure something out. I mean, I feel like the industry always finds a way. If the market has a desire, something will come to fill it. But we weren't going to be satisfied with a half solution. We wanted something fully comprehensive that our customers are used to, that matches the existing level of support and software we've offered. But yeah, there were times when we got people asking us all the time, when are you launching support for the Corvette? And I just tell people, it's not like we're not trying. We know. We obviously want to add this. It took a lot of time, a lot of hard work. Kudos to our engineering team getting it figured out. But yeah, it wasn't easy.
What do you think General Motors' view is on this, that you guys have now made it? Are they, you think behind the scenes are kind of, I guess, excited a little bit? They're like, oh, look, let's see what people can do with our car? Or do you think they're like, oh, no, we're going to see a bunch of people blowing up their cars? And...
I want to know the name of the Russian hackers you used to crack that code.
Oh, no comment on that, no. So obviously working for an aftermarket company, I have to believe this, but the aftermarket is a critical part of the entire car community. There's enthusiasts who want to make their cars their way, more performance. It's not always performance too. We've got customers who may want better fuel economy for their vehicles or tow better, things like that. I can't speak to what GM's standpoint is. I do know there are some people there who are also genuine enthusiasts. I know there are engineers there who use our products on their C6s that they take autocrossing. They want to data log it at the track. They want to modify their cars and make power. So from that regard, I think it will be met with excitement and enthusiasm. Are there people who would be like, wait, how do they get through to this? Probably. Because I do remember reading quotes that they said this was not going to ever happen and the aftermarket would never be supported. But we are here now, and we are excited to see what we can offer to our customers.
Yeah, and when I heard that it was never going to happen, I was also told the reason why it would never happen is because GM created this whole new system for their autonomous cars in the future. And the reason why they created it the way that they did, an autonomous car couldn't be hacked into. Hello?
Sense, right? You don't want your autonomous car, somebody to access it and do things you do not want to. So that's definitely a fine line. I do think there may be aspects of what you're referring to that are leading to the increased level of encryption because other manufacturers are following. This is not a GM specific thing either.
Well, yeah, and I mean, someone's having to send their ECU to you. So it's not like they'd be able to do it from a different location anyway.
Yeah, we've done our best to refine that process, and I believe our customers are becoming more accustomed to it because it's just the reality of the situation. It has to happen that way. With this new launch, it's an ECM upgrade, so they send us the control module from your vehicle, so you pull it out, send it in. We turn it around in 1 to 3 business days, or the actual timing is on our website. Get it back as soon as we possibly can. And then once it's in your vehicle, though, you're good to go via your OBD2 port. You just plug it in and connect it to your laptop, load up the software, and you do whatever you need to do. There's no more removing the ECU, no more any of that type of stuff.
Right.
It's a one-time service, and you're good to go. I watched multiple cars on a dyno do multiple flashes, do a dyno pull, change the calibration slightly, right back to the ECM, do another dyno pull, and repeat until the tuner was happy with it. So that's the elegance of the solution. Yes, it can be a little bit of a pain, but that's a reality now of what it will take to add this level of support.
Sweet. Mark, do you have any questions?
Yes, I have Josh Holder on the phone. He just called into me, and he would like to know what your phone. No, he wants to call. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Darren, any more questions about the product?
No, my next question is probably a little bit different, change of pace.
Do it.
So Eddie, since you've had your Z06 now for what, almost 6 months, what's kind of your initial thoughts on having that? I mean, obviously you've been in a lot of different high-end and very high-performance cars. What's kind of your take on everything?
It's the best car I've ever owned.
Really? So the hype's real?
I tell people, I know there's a long wait. The demand is very high, but it's worth the wait. I got a ride along, that must have been 2 years ago, in a two pre-production engineering cars. And I was just passenger seat. And I got out and I was like, I need one of these in my life. The engine is the first draw, the highlight. That 5.5, the LT6, the flat plane crank, the way it revs, the power, the sound, the emotion is truly phenomenal. But then everything else around it checks so many boxes. It has the track capability, but it's not compromised in that way. If you go drive a Huracan STO or a GT3 RS, like, they're aggressive. They're straight race cars, right? You don't really want to take that on a nice dinner date per se or on a long road trip because they're so track focused. The Z06 can keep up with some of those cars on the track, but then you pop it in comfort mode and you take it on a long drive and you're fine. Go to dinner, you're comfortable. As the tech creature comforts, it has the presence. It probably helps that mine's bright freaking blue, but it gets so much attention, positive attention. People see it. The width over the regular C8 steering wheel I love. It's just such a good all-around car, and I am very fortunate to have one, but I am very much in love with that car, and it's so good that I'm probably going to be selling the car I'm sitting in right now, the R8.
Did you have that same response in the E-Ray?
Different. I was very impressed by the speed, the performance, and it is still very well rounded in that it has those creature comforts. Mag ride is fantastic. Me personally, I love high revving, naturally aspirated engines. Look, I mean, I've got this R8 V10, I've got a Shelby 350R. I love like 458 GT3s. So my biggest complaint with the L that similarity with the complaint of the engine, but I mean, it makes such crazy power. Personality completely different. Analogy I always like to make too for those two is like the E-Ray is like a 911 Turbo S, and the Z06 is like a GT3 RS. Hard edge, naturally aspirated, high revving track monster for the Z06. Well-rounded, still blindingly fast, extremely capable, can do all the things. And the E-Ray, similar to a 911 Turbo S.
Cool. Real quick, we've got a super chat we want to take real quick. Michael Greco asks, compared to modifying a C7, can you do everything you can do to the C7 with the C8 now? Any limitations? And if so, what's missing?
In terms of pure software support for the ECM, I believe our parameter set is going to match what was in the C7 controller. There are some other hardware challenges, obviously packaging-wise for people producing hardware, the engine moved back, so they flipped around stuff like that. Another big difference is we went from either a manual transmission or torque converter automatic in the C7 generation to an 8-speed dual clutch only. So dual clutches are a whole different animal, right? We at launch have not added control for the TCU, TCM, whatever you want to call it, the transmission control module. So I think that will be a difference. Hardware-wise, I have no idea what the clutches can handle in the regular ECM. I do know we have customers already pushing 700-800 plus horsepower. I think there's some higher horsepower ones out there, but give it some time. We just launched. I am sure the industry, the brilliant aftermarket companies out there will get it up to the same level. I mean, we've seen C8s into the low 9s, high 8s already in terms of drag racing, so they'll get there.
Awesome, and thank you so much for the super chat, Michael. Appreciate it. Any other questions out there for Eddie?
Somebody said they missed his biggest complaint. Maybe Eddie's voice cut out. Did he have a biggest complaint?
About?
The Z06, maybe?
Oh.
I didn't hear that part.
Biggest complaint. I mean, it's not right to complain about fuel economy because I didn't buy it for that, but that car is hilariously thirsty. And it has a tiny fuel tank, right? Z07 adds a lot of drag with a high wing. I don't want to say a lot of drag. It adds drag, so probably because of the downforce. Anyways, like I average 12, but that's miles per gallon. Haven't seen over 18. It's got a small fuel tank, so like 220 miles on a full tank. I'm like, that's it? I can't complain about that.
No. So, what are your
that's it.
What are your plans for your Z06? What type of plans do you have? Are you just gonna be, hey, I own the Z06, I enjoy it, or you have track plans, or what are your big plans for it?
That car is really at home at its capability on track, so I'd love to get it on track. I took the factory tires and wheels off. I've got a set of aftermarket Boston forged wheels running PS4S tires because on the Cup 2Rs with the Z07, if it's like cold or rainy out, it's very scary. So I'm saving those to go on the track itself. I would love to do a bit of that. I've been offered exhaust for it, but honestly, it is so loud and so good sounding stock. I'm totally happy with it. Just drive it, enjoy it. Full cars PPF, put miles on it, not worry about that.
Good.
Just drive it. Now, the rumored future iterations on the C8 platform. I mean, I think we've heard ZR1 could be a twin turbo LT6, then whatever the Zora, the hybrid all-wheel drive, 1,000 horsepower one. I'm gonna wait and see until I ride and or drive one of them.
Sure.
But that might be interesting. I mean, 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive twin turbo flat plane crank. That's like Ferrari SF90 for hopefully a third of the money.
Right. Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that's exactly what I would do if I were you. I would just enjoy the heck out of that car.
Yeah, it's the most powerful production NA V8 ever, right? 670 horsepower. And the torque number isn't high, but it seems to be geared pretty aggressively. It's fast, even in a straight line. Not designed to be a straight line car, but you guys have seen, like, I think it's like a mid-10s, quarter mile. When you're on a freeway, you drop a couple gears and you step on it. It really moves, especially compared to something that's like factory force induction, right? Like the Cadillac Blackwing. It can still feel like it's just as quick.
Yeah, I actually got to drive one. Man, when was that? December. Yeah, it was back in December. I don't know if you're familiar with Jesse Awuji.
Yes, he's got an orange one.
Yeah, he let me drive his, and I was in love immediately.
Yeah. My dream car for a long time was a Ferrari 458. I don't really care to buy one anymore because the Z06 just like, oh, it's that, but newer, under warranty, faster, way more tech. Cool.
Yes. Yeah, I've also driven actually two 458s, and the Z06 was just worlds better.
Yeah. And isn't that how much
it's a decade newer.
$458?
Probably more than that.
What is that?
I was saying that the Ferrari oil change is probably a lot more than a Corvette oil change, right?
Yes. Those costs get a little scary at that level of car.
Well, do we have any more questions coming in for him, or I haven't been looking? If not, we'll let you get on with the rest of your night. But again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you and all of your knowledge. And
To buy something or get in contact with them.
Everything is linked in the description below. So you can click right on the ECM, TCM unit that they sell at HP Tuners. So if you guys want the product, just go into my description. It's linked in that below. So
it's what we're selling. The actual product itself is a service. So you make the purchase, you send in your ECM or TCM and or both. It comes back from HP Tuners once it's been upgraded. For more information, we've got our social media pages. You can reach out to us there. You can see all the cool launch assets. Go watch the videos. Ryan Martin, Brad DeBerti came out, had some fun. Ron at Vengeance Racing brought his twin turbo C8. We had Scott from Tap Out Tuning, one of his customers, and the Cadillac Blackwing. And then our website, hptuners.com, will have plenty of information on the product pages. There's a landing page which covers all sorts of things like what is supported, what kind of details you need, and then if you reach out to our team, there's plenty of ways to get hold of us, find more info. Worst case, just hit us up on Instagram, and I'll make my social media manager answer.
What does it look under Instagram? What's the name of it again?
HP Tuners.
At HP Tuning.
At HP Tuners. All right.
And guys, if you have not subscribed to Eddie X's YouTube channel, make sure and go and do that, because he puts out some great content. And it's not just Corvettes. He does like all cars. So you should definitely check him out. He does great reviews on cars and fun stuff too, not just, reviews. So definitely
last two
check him
videos
out.
are Z06 versus my R8, comparing the two of them because it's a similar formula. Dual clutch, rear-wheel drive, naturally aspirated. Just did a Z06 350R, simply because they're both a main flat plane crank V8s. Total different personality, completely different.
Yeah, and that GT350R doesn't sound quite the same.
No, a lot of people I thought it would be the same, but then I heard the Z06, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that the Ford engineers worked tirelessly on that exhaust on the GT350R to make sure that it still sounded like a low rumble V8.
Yes.
So
I agree. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and hope to talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Now we can take these off.
We're back.
Well, that was cool. Our mics back up to volume.
Hopefully everybody can hear us good again.
Let us
Sorry
know
about
if you
the
don't.
echo. Sometimes when we, bring somebody in on the phone like that, it just does that. I don't know why, but
He was calling in from his car too, right? So,
yeah, but I mean, it did it with Jesse too when we did the one. But we tested it right before we went live, like an hour before we went live, and we got the echo gone, but Anyway, let's see.
We'll figure it out.
They say now audio is fine. Good.
Now audio is fine. Way loud. Oh, sorry. It's lower.
Yeah, I would lower it to about there. Yeah,
Yep.
you're good now. Okay.
Well, that was really special. That was really cool to talk to him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely good at what he does.
Yep. I'm going to have to subscribe to his channel, too. Check out his
Absolutely.
videos, yes.
So,
Because he's been on this before, right? Eddie X, right? I never put the 2 and 2 together, right? Hasn't he been?
no, I
Oh,
don't,
he hasn't?
I don't think I've seen him on the
No?
live.
Okay.
No,
All right.
no. But yeah, how did you guys like that? I hope you guys all enjoyed it. It was actually Darren's idea to get him on there, and
It's pretty big news this week.
it was
Right.
big news. I reached out to him, thinking hopefully he'll get back to me, and he did, and it worked out really well. So we hope you enjoyed it. Let's give away a
T-shirt.
shirt. Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing. I've got all the sizes back at the house. You let us know what the answer is to the question, and if you get it right, shoot me over your address, and I will shoot you over a shirt in your size. You let us know your address and your size. So what is the question, Mark?
Oh, I have a question for you.
You have to.
Stupid fast truck, you're not allowed to answer, okay? And who is the other guy that keeps winning?
Andrew's not on here tonight.
And,
I don't
okay,
think.
good. He's not allowed to answer either. Okay. So, I'm going to go back a little bit. So, how many years was Zora Arcus Duntov the Corvette chief engineer? How long did he have that title for? How many years was Zora titled the Corvette chief engineer?
Go. And just as a reminder, since I know this was brought up last week, if you see your answer before someone that we said got it right first, it's because there's a lag. So whatever is on our screen is the correct answer, not whatever is on your screen, because this is all over the world, and there's lag between different people's phones and TVs and computers and everything. So
You watching this, Mark?
I am not. Let me go back.
well, you better.
He wouldn't even tell us the answer.
I know, he didn't even tell us
Got
the
all
answer.
defensive.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanna come up
By the
with a
way,
quick
while you're
question.
answering, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do so. It really helps YouTube know that you're enjoying the content. Also, thank you to Michael Greco. Actually, I don't know if he's been on my lives before. He lives here now in the DFW. Thank you for that super chat. As you know, super chats benefit both you and us. The way they benefit you is you pop up with a big, bold, colored answer or question. Then we answer it right away, and the way that it benefits us is it helps support the Brinkofspeed community. So helps us be able to bring this awesome content to you. Did you see see
I
the
have an
correct-
answer. And
Okay.
I have okay.
Okay, so who's the winner?
Well, before I do the winner, I'll explain the answer. Okay, it's another trick question
Oh,
from
boy.
neighbor Mark. So obviously he was with Corvette since 1955, right? So people would go 55 to 75. That's 20 or 21 years. Well, he didn't actually get the title of Corvette chief engineer because they didn't have that before. His official title was given to him in 1968. So 68 to 75 would be 7 years. And Trevor from the detail lab won
Really?
that off.
Oh my gosh.
And Trevor, you're not supposed to know that because you're too young to know that. So
Did he
who
want to be
told
guessed?
you? He guessed. Yeah, I should make it.
He is,
how did you? Yeah,
he is the first one.
he's the first one with 7. So there you go.
Good work, Trevor.
Yep, I see Zach also came up with that. That's very
Yeah,
good.
and guess who got 7?
Kerry Glock came up with it. Zach Smith. A couple people said 8. You know, I mean, I'm not going to get into what month in 1968 to what month.
Right.
Another reason would be why it only till 1975? That's a bonus question. What happened in 75 to Zora? Anybody know the answer? What happened in 1975 to Zora?
Was he fired? Kinda?
Let's see what they say.
I don't remember.
So back then, let's see, has anybody got an answer before I say that? Why he left in 75? He went to Ford. No. He was forced into retirement because back then GM had forced retirement. So you couldn't work past 65. I think it was 65. So he had to retire. He didn't want to retire. He wanted to stay there.
Look at what Dr. Corvette said.
What did he say?
He was caught smoking weed in the bathroom.
Yeah, he probably was. Every other picture of him, he's smoking. So
I love it.
So,
good
but
work,
yeah.
girl.
So I guess we got time for questions from people. John Bowles asked, what does the X-Brace do for you outside of looks?
Good question. So he had it thoroughly tested, and they actually take the car and twist it, and he actually got over 10% stiff or rigidity, whatever you want to call it. But he's claiming 8% just to be on the conservative side, just because it may vary between car and X-Brace. But 8% is a very, very conservative, safe number. So if you compare that to the GM X-Brace, which, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, I figured out why theirs is only 4%. If you look at their X-Brace, it goes from the same bolts up front, but it does not come back to the struts.
It goes to the other, yeah.
It goes to the other bolts where you bolt on the
Do they have an
side
X-Brace?
engine covers. Oh, yeah. It's all
Really?
carbon fiber.
Oh.
So there's that, and also theirs is kind of domed. And according to David, the owner of Speedway Composites, that actually kind of loses a little bit of rigidity over just the perfectly flat.
Makes sense.
So he is double their rigidity level. So yes, it will make a difference. And actually, we have something, it's not going to be on our channel. It's going to be on someone else's channel that you guys know very well. He's actually going to, and I'm not going to name names yet because it's a surprise. You can guess all you want. But he's going to take his Z06 to the track. He's going to do some laps. Then he's going to put the X-Brace on, since you saw how easy it is to install. Then he's going to do some laps. And we're going to find out if it's a noticeable difference. And
How much does it weigh, Scott White says?
Oh, it weighs nothing.
They were holding it in their hands.
So the only
4 pounds.
The only reason why it has any weight to it at all is because of the
Stainless hardware.
Stainless hardware.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of stainless on it in the middle, on the tops, and the big pieces on the bottom.
Yeah, it weighs a couple pounds.
Yeah. So Stephen Rapp, thank you so much for your super chat. He says, Mike, General Lee, and maybe Mark K, sending you an email to forward to my email. You have mine, but I just sent about where to confirm Z06 points. All right. Well, thank you. And General Lee said he sent me an email as well. I'll have to check that. Find out.
This is how to confirm you have the points, or to make sure you get them after the fact? Is that what you're
You're
saying?
talking about the 500,000 bonus points for keeping your Z06 for 6 months? I think that's what
Probably.
you're
That's
probably
what he's-
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, same thing. General Lee sent me the same email, so I'll have to check that out, read it, and see what that says.
A lot of people are asking questions about the convertible. I mean, obviously, then can you put the clear cover over it?
No,
I don't
the
think
brace
so.
doesn't work on the convertible.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
the
work
question.
on the. There you go. There's the answer to the question. It doesn't work.
No,
on
because the way it
convertible.
goes to the struts.
Yeah, yeah.
BPM Motorsports channel says, just wanted to say hi. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Appreciate the super chat, and thanks for joining in. I certainly will. Now, did you guys want to talk about did you want to ask me questions about the Cadillac?
Oh,
Before it's too late?
so you've driven the V8. Well, that's actually a V6 in the CT4.
No, it's a V6 twin turbo.
V6 twin turbo, driving that manually. I just drove your Camaro a couple weeks ago. How does it feel different?
There's a giant noticeable difference, and for some reason, it slipped my head as I was driving it. But you know, the number one complaint I have about my Camaro clutch?
What's the number one Camaro
It's
clutch?
not heavy enough.
It's not heavy enough. Yeah, I think you did say that. to
Guess
me.
what?
It's heavy in the CT4?
Yeah.
Really?
After driving the CT4, I got out, got in my Camaro, and my foot went and
Right through the
slammed
floorboard?
Yes.
Wow. So how about the the bulk of it, how it drives, the just general differences. Like you get in between the two cars. Obviously, it's rare to find a manual. I mean, these days, and you drove two.
So it's pretty easy to tell the difference. You can tell that you're driving a four-door sedan with that Cadillac, especially compared to this Camaro that I own. This Camaro that I own, I'm telling you right now, it's one of the best handling cars I've ever driven. I can literally throw that thing around corners, and it's like, I know for a fact it's going to go where I point it.
Wow.
Especially if you leave all the traction control, stability control, all that stuff on, you know for a fact you're not going to wreck, so you really can get aggressive with it, but it just wants to do what you tell it to do. And that Cadillac was similar. I mean, going through the twisties that I went through, I was obviously a little nervous about pushing it too hard because, you know, it's not my car and I don't want to mess somebody else's car up. But I already could tell that I could push it way harder than I was. And if I would have known for a fact that there were no cars coming towards me, I would have. I would have pushed it harder just because, you know, then I would have known if I did slide out a little bit into that other person's lane, I'm not going to, you know, have a head-on collision. But,
you know, I had a CTS, and I just would love to have driven that CT4.
Yeah, the CTS is cool, too.
Yeah, the older CTS, yeah. You know, my dream would be someday to get a CTS wagon.
Yeah.
A V-wagon.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to have a V-wagon? I don't know if I could live with it daily, because I'm so used to driving an SUV, my bigger Trailblazer Chevy SUV, but that would just be so cool to have a V-wagon.
Yeah, so Stephen Rapp says, how about a giveaway once in a while that is the spin random number? Question tough, guys. I can't even do math. You guys understand? I'm not sure.
Who is this? Who said that?
Stephen Rapp.
Well, that actually, I could see one way we could do it. We could create a little pie and have different giveaway things, and whoever gets the answer right, we could spin it, and wherever it lands on, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So you do a spin, like literally a spin?
I'm okay
Like they do
with
at the street fairs. It's like, click, sunglasses,
Okay.
hat, pin.
Okay. Oh, so but still have the trivia question.
Yeah.
And then that shows you what you win.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think
You know, that would be fun too. We'll do that.
Yeah.
I think Stephen Rapp just doesn't want to think. He just wants a free gift without not having to think. So Stephen, let's talk about this. No,
But Stephen, you know, Stephen is a great patron of the channel.
Yes, he is.
He is.
If he wants a wheel, we'll get him a wheel.
He's awesome. So.
Yes, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yes.
the tires. You mean not wheel, tires.
Well,
You're talking about the
spin wheel
Oh,
that Darren's going to put up.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Corvette Rob says Mike broke his clutch. Basically, that's what it felt like, and it took me, you know, about a minute or two to get used to my clutch again. And I was thinking, why did GM in this 455 horsepower V8 put such a light clutch, and then in a V6 twin turbo put the perfect weighted clutch? It was perfect.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Does anyone else have any other questions about anything that's came up this week in the news?
Any other questions?
No one's
on
talking
news?
about their cars being 3,000 status or anything like that this week.
That's true.
Everybody on this channel has a Z06, apparently except for us. So everybody said, oh, I got mine, I got this, I'm getting wheels, and we don't have one.
Vulcan Construction wants to know if we have any
Soon for
recommendations on where to stay in Carlisle.
You won't be staying anywhere but on the streets in Carlisle, because if you don't have a reservation by now, you're probably not going to stay there. So just letting you know.
Mark is Mr. Grumpy Pants over here.
I'm telling you, now you're thinking about you're just going to have to find somebody with a room and stay in there.
No, you can do
No,
Airbnb.
you can probably find an Airbnb somewhere, and you can go somewhere about 30 minutes outside of Carlisle and get a hotel, probably.
Okay, yeah. So if you're going to go 30 minutes
So
outside.
see, Mr.
But
Negative
you said
Nancy.
Carlisle.
That's what we did last year. We were outside of Carlisle, but this year we're going to be closer.
So
I
Joey
was in
B
the Roach
super
Motel
chatted.
right outside of the fairgrounds. I basically woke up, got through McDonald's, got my coffee, and was literally at the fairgrounds in like 30
Pick
seconds.
the roaches out of your hair.
I had the roaches out of my hair. I had to fight them off, yes, in that crazy hotel I stayed at.
All right, Joey B says, who does your photography? Darren's car always looks great on Instagram, and Mike, your still shot look awesome.
It's got that
Two
girl
marks.
you've got
Where
doing
is
those
yours?
pictures, right?
Yeah.
She is awesome.
So,
So-
the gal, she's younger. She's, I think, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lives close to us. Her name is
Great
Savannah.
pictures, yeah.
And her, if you look on my Instagram page, I always tag her in a lot of the photos that she does. Was it sr.icemedia?
Yep. She's awesome. She does a
She's
phenomenal
awesome. Yeah, I found her. She took pictures at some local events, and I just straight up told her, I go, man, your pictures are amazing. And it started with Jose, wanted her to shoot my car, to do a couple wheel photo shoots, and then from there, she's done a couple more. And then I just did a really cool one. I guess it was last weekend. That's when I was telling you guys. I took shelter from a hail and
Oh, that's
thunderstorm.
over by my place, my house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You went up to that new warehouse right up on there, right?
Maybe.
Which, by the way,
I know
I've seen
exactly.
that place. It's pretty neat.
Which the
It's a secret. You can't talk about it.
okay, it's a secret.
It's
Secret
undercover.
location.
Undercover secret. Thank you for the super chat, Joey B. You're
But yeah, you'll
great
be
patron of the
on the
channel as
lookout.
well.
I think she's on vacation soon, so I don't know if she's gonna get a chance to edit the photos. But from that situation that came up, there's
was
gonna be some
incredible.
really cool
Yeah.
photos that I'm gonna have in the next couple weeks.
By the way, Omid R is at 3,000 status with his Stingray. Congratulations. He put kind of a laughing face up there, though. So are you being sarcastic like you've been there for a while? Or is this like brand new news?
Or maybe
that
he
you
means
just-
he's happy instead of laughing face.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if you're 3,000, you're gonna have your car in 4 to 6 weeks. Depending on how long it's been there.
Yeah, absolutely. The way they're pumping them out. Joey B says she needs to go to Carlisle. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea for her to go to Carlisle because she would get a lot of business, but she's got a lot of events around here that she does as well. So it might be, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and she does weddings and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, she does everything.
But she's really cool because she's a passionate.
Was she
Car
real reasonable
enthusiast.
when she, to
Oh, yeah.
meet you every time? It was like a site fee and then the pictures and all that?
It's very reasonable.
Okay.
Shiny Fenders is 3,400 status. Congratulations. And Omidar says, yes, it's real. Just stoked. Awesome.
There you go.
Okay, huge congratulations. Have you ever owned a C8? And if that answer is no, have you ever owned a Corvette, period? Will this be your first Corvette? Still on the list to get on the list. LOL. 573 at McMulcom. Actually, that's not bad.
Well, McMulkin claims 3 months.
3 months.
From the time you get on their list, they're gonna get you a car.
Yeah, so
And I think you have to be confident if you're 573, there's people in front of you that are going to back out.
that's right. I would call your salesman and say, hey, you guys are advertising right now, if you're on our list, that it's going to be 3 months from start to finish. So you should definitely double check with your salesman and say, hey, am I
Is
going to have a car
Zippy's garage
soon?
still on? Is he still? His name is Jeffrey, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff,
Jeffrey.
are you on still?
Well, he's on, he's Zippity on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but his name's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Zippity.
Jeffrey Duda, right?
Right there, Zippity's garage.
Yeah, is he still on though, or is he off? Maybe you could tell
should
us. I mean, he's a sales guy.
He
What's
actually
the scoop?
said, hit me up, I have rooms available in Carlisle.
Now he sells cars, he sells rooms.
Who does?
Zippity.
He's got rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is this? Are you? Where is?
Right here, right here. Zippity's garage. Hit me up. I have rooms available in Carlisle.
Okay. Well,
Looky there.
tell me about car sales recently, Jeff. What's going on with the C8 sales since you're there now?
He says, yes, I'm still on.
All right, tell us, give us some scoop. Come on.
Remember the
Zoom
plant.
him in. We need
Hey,
to get him on.
Remember the plant shuts down for 10 days over July 4th.
10 days?
10 days.
10 days?
That's a long time. What the heck?
It's not just
Union
that
thing,
week.
I guess.
Yeah, it must be.
Well,
a
it's
union thing.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dr.
That's at
Corvette
least 10,
says
yeah.
he needs 2 rooms.
Talk to Zippity.
I'm surprised you need rooms. Usually you're on that, man.
Still on. Okay. Well, let's union vacation. Yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
Dr. Corvette, will you be bringing a Z06 to Carlisle?
I think so. He's going to park it with us. I told him to.
See what he says.
He's bringing his anniversary convertible.
He has a small block of rooms for his Corvette
the
club.
Corvette
Nice.
All right. Well, we need to get him on as a guest next week or some week. I bet he might be interested.
By the way,
in
next week, I'm glad you just mentioned next week. Next week, I'm on vacation. So I just wanted to let everybody know that the probability of me having a live is probably 50-50.
Depends on the news.
Depends on a couple of things. Depends on the news, if it's like big breaking news I need to get out, or just something else I need to get out. And number two, what the plans are for the Wednesday night with my family. I'm going to be in Destin, Florida. We go every year, and so there's like I said, 50-50 chance I might not be on. So if you don't see my thumbnail pop up with a video saying, I'm going live, I'm not going to be on. I will post a community post and some other social media posts if I'm not going to be online. So just a heads up.
All right.
But then the very next following Wednesday, I'll be right back.
Actually, you know what? Is the following Wednesday, that's the day after 4th of July. 4th of July is a Tuesday.
4th of July is Tuesday, so
Yeah,
that'll
so
be
it'll be the
July
5th.
5th. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have fireworks.
That's
Yes.
right. We'll launch fireworks right off in this bedroom.
The bedroom. Yeah, we're in the bedroom here.
Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Oh yeah, Corvette World Rob was in Destin with us last year. He actually,
Corvette Rob was?
yeah, he took a family vacation down there at the same time, and we
wow.
met up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a blast.
All right. What time we got here?
Lance Smith says, take the week off. Well, trust me, it's tempting, but again, if there's some big news that I want to talk about, I'll just pull my phone out, go live, and we'll talk. So, and it might not be for an hour. It might not be true Octane Hour. It might just be for 20 or 30 minutes. But, I love doing this. I love chatting it up with you guys, letting you guys know all the latest and greatest news. And so we'll just have to see what's going on at that time. But I think we're going to wrap things up. So, again, if you haven't smashed the thumbs up button, please do so. It helps YouTube know that you're enjoying this content. If you're brand new on the channel for the
There's
first
only
time.
21 thumbs up, or am I not reading that
No,
right?
no.
All
We
right.
got it. We got
All
it.
right. Just thumbs
If
up.
you- If you're brand new on the channel, thank you for joining us. We love having new people on the Brinkofspeed community. And please smash that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications. That way you know when these videos come out every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you guys in the next Octane Hour.